hold on to your bludgers and grab your snitch, because it's time for the Screen Junkies roast of Harry Potter. Starring Hermione Granger, Ron Weasley, Severus Snape, Draco Malfoy, Hagrid, Voldemort, and J.K. Rowling. Now, raise your wands and make some noise for your host, Professor Dumbledore.
Welcome to the roast of Harry Potter. My name, as most of you know, is Albus Dumbledore, and I'm the headmaster of Hogwarts. I'm also such a master of head that there's warts on my hog. That's right, I'm here and I'm queer. Get used to it, baby. I run a magical school for witches and wizards. Or as the lawsuits put it, I kidnap young children to take them to my castle and teach them magic tricks. Now, let's bring out the boy who lived and turn him into the boy who burned. Harry Potter, everybody! Welcome, Harry. You are a very important boy. So important that we can't make it 30 seconds without someone creaming their robes over you. Someone bring me a towel. Erecto deflator. Much better. We invited the most influential and powerful wizards in the world to join us tonight. Unfortunately, none of them showed up, so we're stuck with these morons. Look at this dais. I've seen better magicians at a David Blaine Coke party. Give it up for Hagrid. You look terrible, old friend. I couldn't keep Hagrid away from this roast. Hagrid will show up for roast anything. When I told him I was starting the Order of the Phoenix, he said, original or extra crispy? Hagrid's stomach is such a pile of dead weight, he calls it Ron Weasley. Ron Weasley, everyone. Ron is dumber than the scoring system for Quidditch. A goal is worth 10, but a snitch is 150. That's, well, I don't know if it's PC to use retarded anymore, so I'm just going to call it Weasley. As in, Ron's so Weasley, he keeps calling me Principal Santa. Ho, ho, no, Ron. And how about Hermione Granger? In all my years as headmaster of Hogwarts, never before have I encountered such a huge fucking nerd. Do you know why Hermione never eats Bertie Bott's ever flavor beans? Because her mouth always tastes like a teacher's asshole. And how about a hand for Draco Malfoy? Or as I like to call him, Evil Bieber. You know, you couldn't pull the trigger on me, could you, you little bitch? You're no assassin. You're barely the bully in a 1980s ski resort movie. The real mudblood will be you when I take a shit where your teeth used to be. Severus Snape is here. What an annoying ninny. Has anyone ever taken longer to finish a sentence? Dumbledore, I think Harry Potter is up to something. Your delivery is so slow. If it were a pizza, it would be free. You know, I know you're going for dramatic, but it's coming off kind of Weasley. And of course, he who must not be named is here. Because Tom Riddle is a dumb fucking name. And look at that face. You make year one Neville Longbottom look like current day Neville Longbottom. Neville's sorry he couldn't be here tonight. He's too busy drowning in pussy. J.K. Rowling has graced her presence with us. She proves that even muggles can create magic, but not all of them can create good mystery novels. Reading anything you wrote without Harry Potter in it is like watching Michael Jordan play baseball. Ugh. And now, the man of the hour, the chosen one himself, Harry Potter. You know, when I heard you were orphaned as a baby, my first thought was, the boy will live with me in my magical castle and be financially and emotionally supported. My second thought was, but wouldn't it be funny if I made him live with abusive psychopaths for 11 years? My third thought was, yes it would. You remember that, right, Harry? How they beat you and made you live under the stairs? What a great prank. But to be completely honest, ladies and gentlemen, Harry is my most special student. He has great courage, powerful loyalty, creamy white skin, deep brown eyes, supple, muscular arms, grasping a stiff wooden wand. Pull yourself together, Albus. The ministry can't keep reassigning you. Erecto dif... Nah, screw it. I'm letting this one ride. Let's start with this roast. Now, please, welcome my least favorite student, a boy whose ugly personality is a perfect match for his ugly face. Draco Malfoy.
Now look, I know everyone here hates me, but maybe it's because Gandalf the Gay over here sorts us into houses and I got put in the one that might just be called Villain Factory. All of Hogwarts is so slitherist. 10 points to Hufflepuff for eating all your paste. Oh, way to keep your heads down, Ravenclaw. 20 points. Harry Potter wiped his ass successfully without help. 400 points to Gryffindor. Get fucked. Credit where credit's due. I'm impressed even a school full of white children, you found a way to segregate us by color. All the white children, you go there. Dean Thomas, you're in Gryffindor. I love how magic's only for white children. That's great, right? We're not wizards, we're grand wizards. Moving on, Hagrid, you fat piece of shit. You're half giant, half human, and halfway to a massive heart attack. Every year he brings some new murderous creature to school, then acts surprised when it does something dangerous. Oh, blimey, he didn't mean to set the woods on fire. He's just a fucking baby dragon, Hagrid. Oh, he didn't mean to break the boy's arm. He's just an arm-breaking basilisk. Oh, thank God the books ended before he rescued a dagger-dicked rape wolf. Poor little rape wolf won't have anyone to rape. I guess I'll give him a home near a school. This is why you live in a hut. You ever notice how all the beasts Hagrid care for dies? You are to magical animals what Michael Vick is to regular animals. You know that? Hello, Ron. Hello, Hermione. Here's a spell for you. Divorcify. Hermione, love, I know you're a filthy mudblood, but really, how is this the only area of your life in which you're willing to settle? You know there are other men in the world besides Harry and Ron, right? I'd tell you more jokes, but you're already fucking one, so you've got that covered. What does he even do in bed? Shrug? Word of advice, use that time turner of yours and go back to year 4 and ride Victor Crumb's broomstick off into the sunset. At least he only sounds stupid because he's a foreigner. J.K. Rowling, thank you for being here. It's nice to be the second least likable blonde in a room for once. And thank you for making it easy to identify the most obnoxious fan since Doctor Who. You've marked every kid for me to bully with a dumb striped scarf. Seriously, they're like comfy stars of David for fucking dorks. Oh, you're surprised for a Nazi joke from me? Professor Snape, thank you for having my back, bro. Appreciate that. Remember how I was supposed to kill Dumbledore, and then I wouldn't, and then you did, and then you died? That was pretty dope. Thanks for that, mate. You really did me a solid, especially because I'm so, alive and all. Anyway. Voldemort, you're still my lord, but could we get some more girls in the Death Eaters that aren't my mum and my aunt? For the love of fuck, it's hard enough to pull birds when you're the only cast member that didn't get more attractive as time went on. Yeah, and the Dark Mark isn't doing me any favors. A snake wrapped in a skull? Really? I look like a roadie for Hoobastank. Harry got the symbol of the Nazi SS on his forehead. That's badass. I look like I walked into an Ed Hardy and said, give me the whatever. Finally, hello, Potter. You wanker. Did you know in England, elevators are called lifts, the trunk is called the boot, and cigarettes are called Harry Potters? We could have been best friends, you and I, if you'd ever just asked. You ever think I might want to come along on an adventure? Clearly I've just been acting out for your attention. And you think I like hanging out with Crabbe and Goyle? Imagine having 2 Rons. 2! Fuck! We're both pure-blood, trust-fund wizards with unrealistic expectations thrust upon us. We basically run on daddy issues. I feel like I'm looking into a fucking mirror right now, mate. Thought it was obvious when we had that wand fight in the bathroom. God, I've never felt so alive. I know you got scared when I started bleeding, but I fucking loved every minute of it. I want to be you. I want to be with you. I ship us. I ship us long. I ship us hard. Drary and Heiko forever. Cheers, mate.
Our next roaster is a man you can always trust to have your back because it's his favorite place to stab. Severus Snape.
Thank you, Albus. By the way, Albus, I like your frock. You look like the head of lesbian studies at Sarah Lawrence College. As many of you know, I am the Half-Blood Prince, and Dumbledore is the not allowed to give blood queen. I don't expect many of you to appreciate the subtle science and exact art that is proper roasting. However, for those select few who possess the predisposition, I can teach you how to bewitch the crowd and call Draco a bitch. I can tell you how to bottle snark, brew profanity, and even put a stopper in Dumbledore's anus. Let us begin. Hagrid is so fat. His Patronus is the Hamburglar. Hagrid is so fat, his wand doubles as an insulin pen. Hagrid is so fat, the Sorting Hat put him in the Waffle House. Draco Malfoy, your set tonight was simply dreadful. Yet another instance where I have been forced to kill when you were simply unable to. Pitiful. In my day, Slytherin produced only the most powerful of wizards and witches, but now the best they've managed is Tilda Swinton's Mini-Me. Mr. Weasley, tell me, did you arrive to the roast tonight in your flying car, or did you merely hitch a ride on Mr. Potter's coattails? It is astonishing that you've managed to be the most disappointing member of a family that is entirely made up of disappointments. Mr. Weasley. The Weasley family crest is just a box of hair with the catchphrase, "They can't all be winners." I was devastated to hear that your brother died. It should have been you. Hermione Granger is such a kiss-ass that she has mud blood and mud nose. Voldemort is here. Your grand plan to dominate the wizarding world was foiled by teenagers. You're not the Dark Lord. You're basically a mediocre Scooby-Doo villain. You have no nose, but at least you can't smell the dead horse J.K. Rowling is going to spend the rest of her career beating. When you said, "I'm not going to write any more Harry Potter," you revealed that J.K. stands for just kidding. J.K. Rowling, truly an inspirational figure. To think that a single mother could become wildly famous for writing a series of books despite clearly never having read one. You've done to literature what Voldemort did to Cedric Diggory. You recently published a stage play sequel to the Harry Potter series that debuted in London. Surely with a script that terrible, audiences will be rushing for the Brexits. Your groans are appropriate. Mr. Potter, you've coasted through life, getting away with everything because your parents' fame. Your name should be Whomping Willow Smith. The only reason I haven't ended your life yet is that I was in love with your mother, Lily. Do you remember when you looked into my mind, Mr. Potter? We both know what you saw. Decades of me wanking it to your mum. Your mother fills every vault in my spank bank. True depravity, unlike that which your feeble mind can conjure, sordid mental theatrics in which I imagined taking her from behind in front of the mirror of Erised so your father's ghost could watch. That's right. Deeply I penetrated her womb of requirement, huffling her puff as I slither in, making her rave and claw until she's Griffin sore, then hitting her in the face with a hot load of Patronus when she doesn't expecto it. You saw it, Potter, and you will never unsee it. So, Mr. Potter, before I leave you, I will say this. Did I protect you from the Dark Lord? Yes. Did I sacrifice my own life to save yours? I did. But do I still think you're a little shit? Always. Thank you.
Please welcome a dear friend of mine, a man who doesn't just look fat, he is fat. Hagrid!
Oh, blimey, these fucking lights. I'm sweating like Dumbledore at a One Direction concert. Hello, everybody. My name is Rubius Hagrid. I'm the keeper of keys and grounds at Hogwarts, or as you muggles refer to it, a Mexican. I'm a 7-foot-tall bearded alcoholic who lives in a shed and often has children visit him in the dead of night. And that's the first line of me fucking resume. Now, I know I don't look 7 feet tall in person, but that's because of a magical spell called Force Perspective. Believe me, from another angle, I'm fucking huge. Voldemort, you tosser. I haven't seen you since you got me expelled. That's right, I went to Hogwarts with this wee muggle fucker. Oh, got your nose. Oh, come on, have a laugh, you ugly cunt. Oh, and I see you brought that pouty little wiener Draco Malfoy with you, or as I call him, Macaulay Culkin. Jesus, Draco, are you even a person or just the Patronus of a gluten allergy? Rounding out the Slytherin parade of pansies is Professor Snape. Snape looks like a lesbian who complains about the Wi-Fi at Coachella. J.K. Rowling is here. I mean, wow, what a brilliant author. She taught kids that you can achieve anything you dream of as long as you're kind, loyal, and super white. Remember Aragog, the 20-foot spider that I kept in the woods that also talked? It had more lines than all the black characters in these books put together. And young Miss Granger, how are you? You're one of the smartest, most brilliant, most for sure autistic witches I've ever met. It's Leviosa, not Leviosa. Girl, you went to this school for 7 years and left with 2 friends. Maybe chill out and go count some toothpicks or something. Ron Weasley's here, as in how'd Ron Weasley his way into Hermione's knickers? I've gotten to watch Ron grow up in front of my eyes. When I first met him, Ron was an ugly little coward. But look at him now. He's a taller, ugly little coward. It's like watching a banana slowly go bad. And now wherever Harry goes, Ron is sure to follow, because that's what a pet does. Whinging like a little poof and chicken shitting out at a critical moment. Sure, Professor McGonagall can turn into a cat, but Ron is always a pussy. And now we move on to the famous Mr. Potter himself. How does somebody who's been through so much stay so fucking boring? They call you the boy who lived because the most interesting thing about you is that you are technically alive. Harry calls me one of his best friends, and I have to be honest, that is fucking depressing. I'm not saying I'm not your friend, but you have an entire school of kids your own age to hang out with. Did you ever think that I live off alone because I want to be alone? Every time I try to rub one out, you and your lot are knocking on my door, asking about dumb wizard shit. Hagrid needs to come! Every time you knocked on my door, my pants were around my ankles, my fist was clenched, and I was ready to beat the crap out of Nagini. That's what I call me dick. I named it after Voldemort's snake because I like to squeeze children with it until they die. Anywho, then I have to stop what I'm doing and listen to you piss and moan about something. Boo-hoo, Snape's mean, or blah, blah, I made Cho Chang cry. Get over it. There's plenty more Asian girls for you to disappoint. I mean, not here, obviously, but maybe in some other franchise. But truth be told, I love you guys, especially you, Harry. But I also love talking spiders, so what the fuck do I know? Good night, everybody.
A big round of applause for Gimli, everyone. Now, please Welcome the littlest girl with the biggest stick up her arse, Hermione!
Thank you, Professor Dumbledore. I'm truly grateful you noticed someone other than Harry was here tonight. I understand why he's your favorite student, though. I'm just a girl who came from nothing, worked harder than everyone else, and became the Minister of Magic. It's pretty exciting. Harry, however, has a cool scar, so there's that. A lot of people make fun of Hagrid's weight, which I don't think is fair. If anything, we should be making fun of how dumb and sad Hagrid is. He's friends with spiders and 10-year-olds, and he lives in a hut. This is a man who deserves our pity. Everyone, let's give Hagrid a nice big aww. J.K. Rowling is here, and I find her quite impressive. Imagine a grown woman spending 20 years of her life writing about magic wizards and unicorns. Most people would just give that up when they're 9, but you just kept right on going as if that was a proper way to spend an adult life. And even though you very publicly failed at being a mystery writer, I really admire how you picked yourself up, dusted yourself off, and went right back to writing Harry Potter books. Draco is here tonight. Draco, I'm really sorry I punched you in the face that one time, and I'm really sorry it was so satisfying for everyone to watch. Now, Voldemort, you deserve a lot of the mean things people have to say about you. You were very, very naughty, the way you tried to kill a baby but couldn't. Still, I do admire your perseverance. After you couldn't kill that baby, you couldn't kill that 10-year-old, and you definitely couldn't kill that teenager. Perhaps next time you could pick someone closer to your own skill level, like a duck or a smaller, weaker baby. And of course, who could forget my husband, Ron Weasley? So cute. You know, I used to think that under his sweet, dumb, ginger exterior was a good man who could provide for a family. It's literally the only time I've ever been wrong. And of course, Harry Potter. After all we've been through, thank you for never noticing how hot I became. Thanks. Year 1, I was just a ball of hair with legs. Everyone thought I was Armenian. Now look at me. I know. You'd have to be Dumbledore to not want a piece of this. I'm the most intelligent wizard alive, but I assure you, the Gryffindor boys never jerked off to my intellect, not even once. Sorry if I sound like I'm whining tonight, but if you're interested in hearing more, you can all read about it in my autobiography, Hermione Granger and the Curse of the Glass Ceiling. Good night, you Hufflepuffs.
Welcome a student of mine that I want to slap the stupid out of, but then we'd be here for weeks. Ron Weasley.
Professor Dumbledore, everybody. I love you, Dumby. Any other school would have expelled me years ago. But you saw an angry, insecure kid who could barely handle a pencil and thought, let's teach him how to warp space and time. Seriously, what a chuckle up this school is. Here's the classes I've taken in Hogwarts. Potions, Defense Against the Dark Arts, Flying. Here's some classes I didn't take. Math, English, Sexual Education. I'm so dumb, yet so powerful. I have a magic broom and no comprehension of how babies are made. Hi, Hagrid. Hi there, Hagrid. Hagrid's a bearded old man who lives in a shack near a middle school, so you know you can trust him. Hagrid, you look like Mumford if he ate all his sons. Hagrid, you look like every Vietnam veteran fused together. What I'm saying is you're fat, mate. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, or you try to eat that too. Professor Snape, you get how they let you in here? Usually the school only hires trustworthy staff. You know, like the werewolf, the one-eyed alcoholic, the guy with Voldemort on his head, or a bunch of fucking ghosts. You're such a rat, you got eaten by a snake. I didn't really get that joke, but Hermione told me it makes sense. Thanks, love. Thank you. Love you. Voldemort, your head looks like a dick. Not a good one, like a very bad one. Like a dick where you look at it and think, oi, what happened to that dick? Speaking of unpleasant dicks, Draco Malfoy is here. Draco is a Death Eater. Excuse me, I mean a dick eater. Yeah, because he's bent. Like a dick. Good jokes tonight, Draco. Did your daddy get those for you too? Ladies, a word of advice, don't drink any butterbeer this date rape Dracula gives you. And speaking of bad choices, hello, Hermione. Suck it, Harry, I know you always fancied Hermione. But why would she want to get with a super famous, super talented, well-respected wizard when she can get all this hot Ron bod? Hermione asked me not to bring up our sex life tonight, and I won't, because I ain't given her a good rogering since we left Hogwarts. Yeah, my balls are so blue and swollen, they're on a shelf in the Ministry of Magic. And now, the man of the hour, Harry Potter, everybody. Everyone's making fun of me saying that I'm riding his coattails. Guilty. Like, that's a bad thing. You get all doing the same thing, I'm just putting in the least effort. And how are you always so mopey, Harry? You're a teenage millionaire with magic powers and no parents to hold him accountable. Your life is like the plot of Blank Check, but oh so you can fly. My family's so poor, my parents have been using the same condom since the 80s. Congratulations, Harry. You stuck it in an Asian girl and a nerdy redhead. You're one fat goth away from winning boring white guy sexual bingo. Yeah, here is my best friend. He is my best friend, but I don't really know why. Like, I never wanted to be special. I could have just kept my head down, skated through with a C- average, and gotten a job assistant managing a whimsical Applebee's or something, you know? But then you wrote me into your whole chosen one bullshit, and there's nothing in it for me. Everyone's going to remember the boy who lived, but I'm going to end up being the boy who lived on the boy who lived's couch. And I'm the Wizarding World's Cato Kalin. And yeah, sure, I'm married to Hermione, but she's going to leave me. I mean, why wouldn't she? She's the Minister of Magic, and I don't even know how to spell either of those words. But you know what? Even though you've almost got me killed, even though you take me for granted, no matter what, I'm glad we're friends. Mostly because I've been low-key stealing money from you for years. Thank you, everybody.
None of us would be here without our next guest. Each and every one of us is her welfare baby. J.K. Rowling.
Hold on, let me finish this tweet that is very political, that nobody has asked for. Thank you. How's it going? It is a privilege to be here in front of an audience of people who have made me very, very, very wealthy. Some people have fuck you money. I have kill you with one swipe of my finger money. That's actually Tinder for billionaires. People don't know that. I'm quite serious about this, though. I could make one phone call and it's Avada Kedavra to Stephanie Meyer. I'm richer than the Queen now. That's not a figure of speech. I could literally buy the Queen right now. But what would I do with 2 Dumbledores, really? That would just be a waste. Professor Dumbledore is here, everybody. Give it up for him. Yes, the media had a field day when I announced that he was gay. And while all of you have made your little jokes about my mystery novels, don't forget, I have the power to make any of you gay at any moment, at any time. Like, and on that note, hello, Draco. Tell me, if you're here, who's going to marry Sansa Stark against her will? I worry that too many young girls like Draco. He's a bad person, not a bad boy. There is a difference, and that difference is Chris Brown. If you want to read a book about dating a pale, abusive twat waffle, might I suggest Twilight? Boom. Double Twilight burn. Before we go any further, I'd like to address the elephant in the room. Hello, Hagrid. Your stomach is so overstuffed, Warner Brothers is splitting it into parts 1 and 2. Now, Hermione is a character I have repeatedly said is based off of me. She is smart, she is ambitious, and she is a huge bitch. Now, I'm not saying Hermione is uptight, but if you put the Sorcerer's Stone up her snatch, she would queef out a diamond. Hermione, love, a little bit of advice. It wouldn't kill you to take a day off. Like, you should really go to the Illuminati Day Spa with me sometime. But just don't mention you're Jewish. Like, I know you're not Jewish, but just, like, be really loud and clear about it. Because they will ask. Like, a lot. Professor Snape, you know, a lot of fans speculated that you could possibly be a vampire. And I agree, because you suck! You suck so much! And I know that that was a bad joke, but lick my clit, I'm J.K. Rowling. I could seriously Xerox my asshole 500 times and it would make the New York Times bestseller list. Harry is here. Sweet, dumb Harry. Hello. My golden goose. You don't know it, but you're part of a larger plan. Larger than you could possibly know. You see, the Harry Potter books aren't just innocent stories. No, they're part of a grand plot to get kids into Satan. The evangelicals were right for once. You see, back when I was a single mom, I pledged my soul to whoever would get me off of welfare, and poof, there was Lucifer himself. I gave myself to the Prince of Lies, and in return, he promised me absurd wealth and power over the weak and pitiful of the world. Hello. Hi. Hello. That's you. And it worked! Now you're getting 5 Fantastic Beasts movies, whether the fuck you like it or not. Praise him! Praise be unto him! Growling out.
Ooh, this next one's very good. You can't see his nose because he's always shoving it in my business. It's Lord Voldemort!
There's been a lot of comments on my nose tonight. The simplest answer, cocaine. At least someone on this bitch knows how to party. Thank you, Albus Percival Wulfric, Brian Dumbledore. Brian, how'd that one get in there? I never properly thanked you, Brian. You rescued me from an orphanage and took me to Hogwarts. You not only gave me the power I craved, you put me in Slytherin. Man, you had so many chances to stop me. I mean, sort the angry kid into Hufflepuff and I become like an evil baker or something. Just one of those guys who's really into cats. And they say I'm the bad guy. You run a school with a giant snake in the basement next to a forest full of evil spiders with the fucking ghost of dead students in the halls. Hogwarts has taken out more kids than depression and butt chugging combined. And honestly, who calls a school Hogwarts? That sounds like something one would get going down on Luna Lovegood. Year 7, Luna Lovegood. I'm not weird. I'm a little weird. Ron, sweet Ron. Your mother killed my faithful servant, Bellatrix. If only she was handy with a wire hanger as she was with a wand. Maybe we'd have a few less Weasleys. I never had anything against you, dude. In fact, I kept you alive to slow Harry and Hermione down. I mean, you're a better Death Eater than Draco. And I didn't even have to buy you a cloak. Anyway, Ron, Harry stole your mother's love, your father's respect, and your sister's anal virginity. Okay. J.K. Rowling is present, that whore crux. You couldn't leave well enough alone, could you, Joe? I mean, you were making 5 movies based off of one spin-off book you fought it out between champagne enemas. Even I think you're beating a dead horse. And I once got caught eating a dead horse. Remember? In the Sorcerer's Stone, when I drank the unicorn blood? Oh, tastes like Red Bull. It's a drink that muggles have. It's amazing muggles. They were able to create a drink that's affordable that also keeps them awake so they don't have to drink fucking unicorn's blood. God, do you ever think muggles have all the cool shit? Has anyone here ever fired a gun? It's fucking awesome. I can't believe I tried to take over the world with this stick that shoots sparkles. It's like, fuck me. Get your shit together. And what's worse is, Joe, you keep, chiming in with little tidbits after the fact to stay relevant. Dumbledore is gay. Lupin has AIDS. Neville has a huge schlong. I can't wait to find out in 2 years when the Battle of Hogwarts was actually about gluten. Hermione Granger. If you're here, who's out there reminding the teachers to give out more homework? It's nice to see that J.K. Rowling's ideal vision of a strong, capable woman included marrying a fat carrot right out of high school and cranking out some kids. You are a brilliant, talented mudblood, which really is messing with my whole, thing that I got going on here. They made Hermione black in the London stage play, but I think that's ridiculous. Her one superpower is always being on time. Draco Malfoy is here. You remind me of myself at your age, with none of the talent. I sent you to kill Dumbledore because it was a suicide mission. So it's super awkward that you're still alive. I was really counting on Brian here to seal the deal. Hello, Hagrid, the man who puts the hog in Hogwarts. You and I have history. I was responsible for getting you expelled from school. But let's be real, you weren't going to graduate. All he's ever read is the extra value menu. And if you don't know what an extra value menu is, it's mind-blowing. You can get anything you want for like $1. The only restaurant we have is the 3 Broomsticks, and all it serves is fucking butterbeer. Voldy wants some variety. I do hear you're writing a novel. Fantastic Beasts and How to Fuck Them. A guide by Hagrid. Byline, because I fuck animals. Author's portrait, Hagrid sucking on a hippogriff stick. Speaking of fucking animals, Severus Snape, my most loyal servant, or bitterest enemy. You are the worst spy ever. Your job was to gain the trust of my enemies. So maybe stop acting like a spooky ghost orphan all of the time. I mean, Snape creeps me out, and that's saying something. He looks like a kid whose favorite food was milk. Right? Look at him. Right? He's a real whole D drinker. God, you spent your whole life moping around because Lily Potter wouldn't give you some. Oh, you are the half-blood prince of the friend zone. Say what you will about James Potter, but my God, those eyes. Oh, that boy could fuck. I did things before I killed him. Of course, Harry Potter is here. Shame on me for not being able to kill an infant. Who knew that the secret to defeating me was a mother's love? Oh, don't mess with Harry Potter. His mummy loves him so much. You know who mothers loves them? Everyone but Snape's. And could you blame her? Look at him. Being pregnant with Snape would be like getting ready to watch the latest Bourne film, but then you watch it, you know, and you're like, oh, damn. And what do you tell Cedric Diggory? Ooh, guess your mother didn't love you enough. I split my soul into 7 fucking pieces. You're telling me all I had to do was send my mom a fucking owl on her birthday? I may not have a nose, but even I can smell bullshit. In summation, Harry, I leave you with this. Even though you defeated me, I still killed your parents, and they're never coming back. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm off to my sublet in Palos Verdes. There's a new tapas place I've been meaning to try. It's another invention by Muggles.
It's time, ladies and gentlemen. There's a fine line between confident and cocky. And our guest of honor blasts past that line on a Nimbus 2000. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Harry Potter.
All right, this is the part of the show where I'm supposed to thank you all for putting on this roast, but let's get real. You should be thanking me, yeah? Y'all ain't shit. What? It's bloody impossible to be humble when everyone tells you how great you are all the time. I'm Wizard Kanye. Dumbledore's here, you knob. Thanks for all your easy tips on how to defeat Voldemort. You really could have just told us how. But instead you just gave us a bunch of trinkets with no instructions. Yay! Fuck, man, even IKEA gives you that little naked man book to tell you how to put together your little Uffenloffen shelf or whatever the hell it's called. Also, thanks for letting me live with abusive monsters for 11 years. That was fun. Your letters were addressed to H. Potter in the cupboard under the stairs, and that didn't raise any alarms! Maybe send a fucking owl to child services, you fucking assholes. You know those magic tents that are big as a house on the inside? You know, you couldn't just wave your wand to make my little prison big enough to fit a fucking desk? Give me fucking room to write my suicide note? Fuck off, you twat. You're not even that good of a headmaster. The students at Hogwarts are more stressed than when you're waiting for test results at the free clinic. Because he might have AIDS. I remember when we learned how to fight boggarts, creatures that take the form of your greatest fear. Mine was a Dementor. Yours was your visit every month at the free clinic. Again, AIDS, call back. Joke was a two-parter. Hagrid, my dear friend. He also comes from a broken home, but not because his parents are split up. He just keeps falling through chairs. We've hit this, but Hagrid lives in a hut. And from the looks of it, it's a Pizza Hut. Yeah? My best friend Ron is here. Hey, Ron!
Harry.
Ron's family's so poor that all the kids sleep in one room, which is tough on Ron when I'm fucking his sister. Yeah, oh, to be honest, I'm surprised this house is still standing. When I'm there, we don't call it the Burrow. We call it the jizziting world of Harry Potter. Hot tip, Ron. If you want to avoid my spunk around the house, don't sit anywhere. Or touch anything. Or hug your father. Seriously, after this roast, I'm gonna go snort flu powder off Ginny's Ginny, eat some gillyweed, and go down on a Weasley for a week. Yeah, I'm Harry fucking Potter. Foreplay with a woman. Hermione, you apple polisher, you. Did you all know Hermione's parents are both British dentists? Or as it's more commonly known, unemployed. To be perfectly honest, I mean, the two of us should just drop these gingers and run off together, yeah? Right? Yeah. You know you've always wanted a shot at the Potter. You know you have. Besides, Ron and Ginny would honestly be much happier together. What? So they're related. What's the worst that can happen? They have a weird, stupid baby. They're Weasleys. That's a given. Speaking of birds that would be up for it, J.K. Rowling is here. Hello, love. I mean, it might be weird if we hooked up, since I guess technically you're kind of my mum, but I'm down for a bit of role play. My room of requirements got pumpkin juice, a swing, and a bucket of nipple clamps. So you fancy a go or what? Yeah, write a new book, Harry Potter and the 51st Shade of Grey. I mean, what? I've got a scarred face, I wear robes to school, I ride a flying shaft around. Clearly I'm into some kinky shit, okay? Don't judge me. Don't judge you. Weeping willow with a rat's heart, 4 inches and floppy. That's not a wand from Ollivander's. That's a description of Snape's dick. I found it in Dumbledore's journal. Which is why he makes a trip every month to the free clinic. Boom, motherfuckers! Rule of 3, age joke, comedy. Snape, I'd call you a motherfucker, but you never could seal the deal with me, Mom, could you? You know what the difference is between me and you, Severus? One of us knows what it's like to slide out of Lily Potter's pussy. It's me. Draco Malfoy, you git. Thanks for taking a break from writing My Chemical Romance lyrics on your sneakers to be here tonight. You are the moodiest person I've ever met, and we know a guy named Moody. You act so tough, but you ended up like all high school girls do, crying in the bathroom because you just started bleeding. Hey, did you say something, Moldy Voldy? No? Nothing? Not a word? Funny. Because you were talking mad shit before I dropped you like a divination class. Yeah, that's right. 7 years of planning, switching bodies, spying, hiding bits of your soul, and you got smoked by a kid with no pubes. Update, 4 pubes. Tom Marvolo Riddle was an anagram for I am Lord Voldemort, but it's also an anagram for, and I shit you not, Mr. Tom, a dildo lover. Harry James Potter is an anagram for potty smart hero, EJ. You know what the EJ stands for? Whatever the fuck I want it to, because I'm Harry fucking Potter. So, let that be a lesson to anyone who wants to take a shot at the pot dog, because I'm gonna live forever. No matter what dumb shit I do now. I could have sex with a horse on stage and people would say, look, Harry Potter's having sex with a horse. I could go undercover as a white supremacist and they'd say, isn't that Harry Potter? I could, hang on, let me check my IMDb. Yeah, I could be a farting corpse that washes up on an island and people would still say, what a weird career choice for Harry Potter. So, try as you might to roast me. I'm rich, I'm famous, and they call my dick Platform 9 3/4. It's Harry Potter's world, and you're all just living in it. So, good night.
That is all, folks. We'll see you next time for the roast of a nice, fat to be. Yes.